Yuka Lasebal. Tapos na tayo. Saan siya? Yuka. Ikaw yung natawag ko kanina, di ba? Where is Yuka? Kathleen Cosme, tapos na ba tayo? Tapos ka na?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Open your cameras para ma-identify kung natapos na kayo. Johanna Kabati.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Johanna Arcabatic. I'm a BSA student, 18 years old, and I live in San Vicente, Alomino City, Pangasinan. I love playing badminton and watching K-dramas and cartoons. And my expectation about this subject is maybe it will be a full of curiosity about the past and how it will be related in the future or here in the present. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. So, ganito na lang. Kasi kung magpapakilala tayo lahat ngayon, baka hindi na natin ma-discuss yung concept about globalization kasi less than 20 minutes matatapos na ito. So, I will discuss first about the concept of globalization, our topic today. Then, next week, wala dito yung phone ko. Pag meeting natin, yung mga hindi pa natawag to introduce themselves, magpapakilala na lang next meeting natin through Zoom or Google Meet. Ko muna anong mas convenient sa ating lahat. Okay, let us discuss now the concept of globalization. Our book, The Contemporary World by Tomorrow C. Brazalote and Ryan M. Leonardo. This is our book. Okay, let us discuss concepts of globalization. Take note that globalization has no single definition because we all know globalization is too broad. It depends on the experts, depends sa mga studies, kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng globalization. Kasi tulad ng sinabi ko, globalization is really broad subject or concept. It's too broad concept. It could be a process, ideology. Maraming mga theories about globalization. Globalization is a phenomena. Okay, when we say phenomena, it is a situation. Kindly read what is written here. I'll call someone. How about Arlene Ragudos?
It is something that is difficult to understand. Rage 1998 says that it is a term whose meaning is obscure. Scottle 1995 states that globalization stands for quite a large public spread across the world as one of the defining terms of the 20th century social consciousness.
Okay, correct. Thank you. The meaning of globalization is obscure. It is uncertain. That's what I said, it's too broad. Scuttle in 1995 states that globalization stands for acquire a large public spread across the world as one of the defining terms of the 20th century social consciousness.
Ma'am, excuse me po. Mahina po kayo, ma'am.
Ha?
Mahina po, ma'am.
Mahina?
Opo.
Ayun, okay na?
Opo, okay na po. Thank you po.
Ma'am, nagsasalita po ba kayo? Wala po kaming marinig po, ma'am.
Okay na?
Okay na po, ma'am.
Pero kanina narinig niyo ako?
Wala
Sa
po,
mga
ma'am.
una? Balikan natin.
Ma'am, bigla pong nahuminto.
Wala po, ma'am.
Wala. Okay, so. Okay, ulitin natin. Yung kanina, dito sa globalization is a phenomenon, narinig niyo ba? Hindi? Okay, so
Hindi
ulitin
po,
ko na
ma'am.
lang. Okay, concepts of globalization. Globalization is a phenomena. It says that it is something that is difficult to understand. Rich in 1998 says that it is a term whose meaning is obscure. Scutel in 1995 states that globalization stands for quite a large public spread across the world as one of the defining trends of 20th century social consciousness. So it is very difficult to understand because globalization is too broad. It's too maraming mga meaning. There is no single definition of the word globalization. It depends on the specific study or sciences kung ano ba yung tinatawag nating globalization. The meaning is uncertain. But what do we mean by globalization? According to McGrew in 1990, globalization is described as something that is comprised of multiple sameness. Okay? Mga pagkakapare-pareho and interconnectedness that go beyond nation and states. Okay? It is a progress or development. Next, according to Kearney in 1997, naririnig niyo na ba ako?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. He defines that it is a cluster of economic and political frameworks and procedures deriving from the changing marks of the interest assets that comprise the foundation of the international political economy, specifically the expanding structural differences of those interests and assets. On the first decade of the 21st century, some scholars argue that globalization is a process. Pero mayroon nagsasabi na it is ideology or ideas. Meron namang nagsasabi na it is a condition. So, merong iba't ibang definition ang globalization. For Stiger in 2005 and 2014, globalization looks at the interconnectedness, the connection, right? And accelerated processes, changing how we see and experience the world. That is globalization according to him. He uses the term globality to mean globalization as a condition. So, kapag globality, the word globality means condition, right? The situation. Globalism to mean globalization as ideology, an idea. And he then identifies 5 core claims of globalism. The idea or ideology of globalism have 5 core claims. First, globalization is about liberalization and global integration of markets. Okay? That is the first core claim of globalism. It's the integration, the development of the markets. It's about the economy. Number 2, globalization is inevitable or irreversible. This is unavoidable and hindi na natin maibabalik. Kapag na-takes niya na yung process, yung time, hindi na natin maibabalik. That is globalism. Next, nobody is in charge of globalization. Mamaya, malalaman nyo kung bakit ito yung sinasabi. Nobody is in charge of globalism. Kasi meron yung nag-claim na there is a nation that is more globalized, that is more mas sikat, ganon, or mas kilala about the economy, about or what we call global economic imperialism. Meron tayong iba't ibang term na i-discuss natin mamaya. Next, globalization benefits everyone. Kasi globalization is a changes and influence. Okay? It benefits all of us. And lastly, globalization furthers the spread of democracy in the world. Kaya we are in one of the democratic country. Globalization is also defined depending on someone else's expertise, experience, and perspective. Okay? Say for example, in political science. For political scientists, globalization serves as a challenge to nation and states. That is, according to the political scientists. Ano ba yung mga example dito? Ito, for political scientists, the strengthening of regional blocs like EU, Association of Southeast Asian Nation or ASEAN, and the UN is gaining a stable ground. Similarly to the emergence of global political norms is evidence. For example, the norm that each country is entitled of exploitation of human natural resources for its own growth. Subsequently, there is the emergence of global corporations. Businessmen and investors can already demand what they want from the nation state that would advance their interest. Okay, it's about their interests. Some of them prefer to go to countries that they can earn more with the least cost. Kunwari, may dalawang nag-a-apply ng trabaho. Pumunta sa magkaibang bansa. Yung isa sa Croatia, yung isa naman sa bigay kayo ng country na pwede, Amerika. Ganon. Sa Amerika, pareho silang mataas ang sahod, ang offer. Pero sa Croatia, mas least yung cost of living. So, andun papasok itong globalization about political science. Na dun siya sa malaki ang sahod pero low yung expenses or yung cost of living. Next, for an economist, sa economy, globalization means increase of free trade, speed of trade, global economic organization, and regional trade blocs. Examples are the importation and exportation of goods, diba? And mga local products natin. That is for the economy. It is about trade, according to the economists. In political science, it is the challenge to nation states. And next, for culture and communication experts, globalization refers to the concept of a global village. What is global village? Through globalization, the world has become the birthless world. More so, globalization is referred to as cultural imperialism. The conviction that there is better culture. Ito yung tinatawag na cultural imperialism. Diba nabanggit ko kanina na sabi ng iba, mas maganda yung culture kaysa dito. Meron din naman tayong tinatawag na economic or global economic imperialism. Ito yung belief that a country or a nation assumes that their economic power or influence are better than the others. Okay? There is economic power over the other countries. That is what we call global economic imperialism. Pagkakaiba. Dito cultural imperialism naman, there is a better culture than the others. Okay, in culture and communication, ito, meron yung define nila ang globalization to the concept of global village. There are a huge difference kasi. Di ba before, nakapag-connect tayo lang sa mga loved ones natin through letter, through mail, di ba? Through courier, na ipapadala yung sulat natin sa kanila. Ganon din sila sa atin. It takes time. Unlike today, na yung communication natin mabilis through internet, through computers, through technology. Isang send mo lang, isang type mo lang, after few seconds, na-receive na. Diba? Ano pa? Ano pa yung mga pagkakaiba about yung communication and culture natin before and today? Meron bang idea? Walang, magtatawag ba ako ng iba? How about, para meron tayong interaction naman. Pero, paubos na yung oras natin na naman. How about fake Julia? Fake Julia?
Ma'am, paulit nga po ulit yung tanong.
Okay, kasi nabanggit natin kanina yung iba't ibang definition ng globalization. Diba? In political science, ito yung mga challenges sa mga nation states. Sa economy, yung mga economists believe that globalization is about the increase of free trade. Ito yung trading natin sa mga exportation and importation of goods and local products. In culture and communication, globalization refers to the concept of global village. Ito yung mga connection natin, yung communication natin, bumibilis. Okay? This is the process or the development of our communication through technology. Kasi before, di ba, yung kapag gusto nating makipag-kumustahan sa mga loved ones, sa mga relatives natin, we are using mail through courier to send our letter to them. And ganun din yun, pabalik-balik. Ganun din yung gagawin nila, to send letter through mail courier. And kindly give example of globalization in terms of communication and culture. Ano pa yung mga iba't iba? Example? Ito marami tayong examples dito eh. Do you have an idea?
Ano? Wala po akong idea.
Okay,
Sorry,
Pamela
wala po.
Lopez. Kindly help her.
Hello po, ma'am.
Hello.
Para sa akin po, for example,
Kindly
yung
speak
globalization.
louder.
Sorry, ma'am, masakit po kasi yung lalamunan ko. Wait lang.
Marinig.
Yung globalization, pwede rin natin siya, just example, hindi lang sa communication, pwede rin sa business. Like, for example, manufacturing industry. Hindi lang tayo gumagamit na, noon, umaasa tayo sa manpower o sa mga tauhan. But now, pwede na natin, mas napapadali natin yung process dahil sa mga technology. Yun na.
Thank you, Pamela. You got it. Okay, sa economy yon. Mag-ano yun sa economy? Before, manpower tayo umaasa, but ngayon, there are a lot of technology na nagagamit natin to make our work faster, di ba? Kaso nga lang, meron yung difference and disadvantage niya. But that is globalization also. Pero ang point ko kasi, ngayon dito, yung mga tao na dating, kumbaga, marami tayong kailangan na manpower, but ngayon, more on machines na tayo umaasa. So, marami rin ang nawawalan ng trabaho at hindi makapag-apply ng trabaho because we have lack of work opportunities. Diba? Yun ang disadvantage lang nun. But that's very good. Okay? That is under economy. Another example is in media. Di ba kapag nanonood tayo, kapag inere ang isang palabas or ang isang movie, it takes time. Kunwari, in-issue siya na ngayong week. Ilalabas pa iyon after a week or after a month. But today, once it is aired, makukuha na rin natin siya through YouTube, di ba? Through cable. Diba? Maraming mga nagagawang advantage ang technology, and that is under globalization. It is the changes, the process. Next tayo. No more questions about that? One objective working definition is that of Stiglitz in 2013. Globalization refers to the expansion and intensification of social relations and consciousness across world time and world space. From this definition, we have 4 attributes of globalization can be drawn. Ito yon. First, globalization has various forms of connectivity such that it can be economic, political, and cultural. Ano sa tingin nyo dito? Ang ibig niya sabihin? Do you have an idea? Kindly raise your hands if you have an idea. Economic, political, and cultural. Okay, ganito yun. 2 people enter the waiting room. Wait, may pumapasok pa. Wala ba kayong klase after nito? Wala kayong
Pero
klase
sa one
after
pa.
nito? Halimbawa, dito sa number 1, yung sa wage ng mga workers natin. Meron example to employees na naman. Yung isa, nasa province, kaya minimum ang wage niya, minimum wage lang. But yung isa, mataas sa minimum wage or sabihin na natin, mataas nga yung sahod. Now, kapag nagkaroon ng price hike sa mga goods and products natin, especially the basic needs, maapektuhan doon yung nasa minimum wage. At yung mataas yung sahod, hindi niya masyadong nararamdaman. So, papasok doon yung economic and political. Okay? Yun yung papasok, yung economic and political sa globalization. Yun yung example doon. Number 2, globalization allows for the expansion and stretching of social relations. Example nito ay yung International Red Cross. Yeah? That is international. For its expansion, merong Philippine Red Cross. Diba? That is the best example. Number 3, para mabilis na tayo. Ay, ano na pala? 11 na, tapos na sana. Okay lang ba? Ituloy natin saglit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Bilisan na lang natin yung explanation. Globalization intensifies and accelerates social exchanges and activities. Ito yung mga live telecast, diba? Yung shift natin, yung example kanina sa communication and cultural. Yung social media natin, that those are the proofs of this attribute. Diba? Yung kapag yung nanonood tayo ng international television show, it takes week after the episode aired. Pero ngayon, because of the cable TV, the internet live streaming, it allows Filipinos to watch shows as soon as they are released. Diba? Next naman tayo, globalization occurs worldwide. Okay, bakit worldwide? Ito yung mga influence ng mga halimbawa napapanood natin. Yung group na BTS, di ba? Diba, iniidolo siya ng marami. Mga K-pop, mga K-pop movies, yung mga global trends, ginagaya natin sila. The way they dress up, the way they dance, the way they talk, ginagaya natin, ini-imitate natin. Halimbawa pa ay yung hashtag Pray for Marawi in social media. It shows concern for victims of Marawi City before, di ba? Nung nangyari ito noong May 2017. Example yun ng globalization that occurs worldwide. So those are just example of the 4 attributes of globalization. Next tayo. For the summary, globalization may be defined and conceptualized from different lenses, but an interdisciplinary definition is necessary. Some scholars consider it as a process, condition, and ideology. Okay, globalization, yun yung process. Diba? Yung definition natin kanina. Yung condition, ito yung globality. And ideology, this is globalism. Take note of that. Experts from different fields of social sciences also define globalization based on their specialization or expertise. Ang example doon yung sa economist, diba? Paano niya dinefine yung globalization? It's about trading, diba? Yung cultural and communication experts, anong paniniwala nila sa globalization. Then yung una pa ay yung so those are the different those are the different definition of globalization. It's according to the expertise and specialization of a specific study. Next, experts from different fields of social sciences also define globalization based on their specialization and our expertise, but the working definition has to encompass all definition of and notions about globalization. Stigler's definition for the purpose of this module is the most unbiased working definition. Apat kanina. So this is my reference or references. And we have the activities which I posted already in the Google Classroom. This discussion will also be posted later on. I-upload ko muna siya sa YouTube. Then i-copy ko yung link. Do you have any questions about this topic?
None po, ma'am.
Okay, no more? Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you and God bless everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.